Good morning. It is November 11th, 2025. It's a Wednesday. Happy hump day. Made it halfway through the week. Still got half of it left to go. I got two things I wanted to quickly go over today. First is I had an issue at work yesterday morning before I even left the house. They were calling and asking me questions about an issue that had come up. And I'm like, you know what? We had this exact same issue last week, so just I'll be in a second to take care of it. I live like 15 minutes away from work. I was like, just hang on, I'll come in, I'll take care of it myself. So I get there and I'm already irritated. So I go in and I start running my mouth because certain things set me off, like people not having common sense when it comes to the simplest of things. Like we had a slightly damaged box on a pallet. And even though I understand we're in a field where those kind of things are very negative against our business, but last week we had the same issue, very small damage to the outer box of the product. They decided to cancel the whole order and redo it just to replace that box. Held up a truck for like 4.5 hours while they did this, when all they had to do was put the product in another box, tape it up, rewrap it, throw it on the truck. 20 minute issue. 4.5 hours. So when I got there yesterday, I was expecting the worst. I was irritated. I went in hot-headed. I was running my mouth to everybody. Because unfortunately, that's just what I do sometimes when I don't stop and calm myself down. But yeah, I'm sure I made a lot of friends yesterday. I mean that sarcastically. But I'm sure I made a lot of friends. I'm sure people have a very negative outlook on my character right now. But at the same time, I don't really care. I do care, but I don't care because, common sense. Thankfully, someone had stepped in and they had the bright idea, hey, let's just take that one case off. Because the product inside wasn't even damaged. We could have shipped it, but I looked at it later because I always look at things after the fact, and I kind of start reasoning them out after the fact. It's like, these people, there were 11 people involved in making a decision on one box. That's way too many. There should have been more than 2 people involved in that whole process. So, but I'm like, I was talking it over with my supervisor, and I'm like, I can kind of understand it. These people don't do our job regularly. They don't know what goes on the floor. They don't know what we actually do ship out that they don't know about. Because honestly, with the paperwork and the processes involved, it's easier to send something out and have it maybe come back as damaged than it is to say, hey, this box is damaged. Because that raises like 50 questions in and of itself. So yeah, thankfully they used some brains yesterday. 11 people working together. It's kind of like monkeys typing on typewriters, Someone's going to write some Shakespeare somewhere along the way. So thankfully, even though I was an idiot running my mouth, someone came through, had a bright idea to just take that one case off, and it was done. It still took almost 2 hours, like an hour and 45 minutes. And it's just blown way out of proportion. These people don't deal with this every day. It's a very simple fix. And hopefully next time we can catch it before anyone else gets involved. But yeah, basically my temper, I need to work on it. I've come a really long way since I was younger, don't get me wrong. I don't flip as easy as I used to. But yesterday was one of those days when I was just like, I'm not in the mood for this. And I know it makes me look like an idiot in front of other people that don't know me very well. But that was number one. The second thing is how much people actually do look at us. I saw a meme one time that said something along the lines of 80% of the people you worry about that you think are thinking of you really aren't. The other 20% are more worried about, 80% of the people, you think people are always thinking about you and worried about you. But the truth is 80% don't care and 20% are busy worrying about their own business. Or something along those lines. But I come to realize this week that that's not 100% true, because I changed a couple of things about the way I dress for work, right? One, I decided to take my Apple Watch off the counter, where it's been staring at me for 6 months longingly, wishing I would pay attention to it again. I took it off and I put it on, started wearing it this week. I also got my wedding ring out, which I have not worn in like 4 years because it would no longer fit on my finger. But I tried it on. Lo and behold, I've lost enough weight that my wedding ring now fits on my finger again. So I wore my watch and my wedding ring. And do you know, the same day, the very first day I wore it, which was Monday, I had like 4 people comment, like, whoa, you got a watch on. Have you always worn your wedding ring? And I'm like, how close are you people looking at me every day just to pick this up when I put it on for the first time in a while? So yeah, people may not think about you, but by golly, they're certainly staring at you every day, I would assume. So, I'm a little concerned by that. And at the same time, I guess I'm kind of flattered too, because who wants to stare at me all day, So that was a really quick thing. I just thought it was funny. I don't really find it concerning. I just think it was funny that, I changed one thing in my appearance one day, and I have like 4 people comment about, wait a minute, you don't normally do that. You don't normally have that on. So yeah, but I am proud of the fact that I can, after 4 years, finally put my wedding ring on. And actually, it's a little loose, so. But the weird thing is, I bought this when I weighed probably 225 pounds when we first got married. It was like 225 pounds about 4 years ago, 5 years ago, when I was working at Target. I guess I got big enough that I could barely get it off my finger sometimes, so I quit wearing it. And now I can wear it again, and it's kind of loose, like slides up and down my finger to my knuckle. So I'm happy with that. I think I've mentioned before, I am down to 330 pounds now. That's a big win for me. That's the lowest I've been in several years. I'm hoping to get 30 more pounds off by my birthday in February. And I'm eating decent. I'm keeping track of my food on MyFitnessPal. I still have a Coke addiction and a tea addiction. I'm not even working on those right now. That's my comfort spot. But otherwise, everything seems to be going good. I feel like I'm not overeating. I'm not eating a bunch of junk. I'm not eating a bunch of sides. And by sides, I mean like if I have a sandwich, I don't eat potato chips all the time. Maybe once out of 5 times I'll eat some chips. If I get a burger or something, I don't eat fries. Things like that. But overall, doing good. I think so anyways. hopefully I'll be knocking those 30 pounds off here pretty soon. I haven't actually weighed this week, so I don't know what's going on. What else? I think that's all that's happened since last Saturday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's been 4 days since I checked in with you guys. If you didn't guess already, I'm on my way to work doing my morning car diaries. I'm sorry, my morning car journaling. That's more masculine, I suppose. But yeah. I did go back Monday with a little bit of sassiness in my approach to work. So we had a morning huddle Monday, and I spoke my mind on several things. I think I made a couple of people, I won't say I made them mad, but I think I irritated them. I'm really not sure how my boss felt about me running my mouth. I didn't say anything like super negative. I just mainly talked about teamwork, you know. We come in at different times, but in the end, we all leave together. And how everyone works and pulls their weight and helps each other makes a big difference on when we get out. Some people, like me, like to stay, but the majority of people want to get out, go home, you know, leave at a decent time. So I'm like, teamwork, man. If you see somebody doing something wrong in your job, go help them. It doesn't matter if you've told them once or you've told them 100 times. If they're doing it wrong, go correct it. Tell them what they're doing. Help them. And if they continue to do it wrong or give you attitude, come get me or our supervisor and we'll talk to them about it. But in the end, don't be a negative Nancy, you know what I'm saying? Don't stand there and watch them do it wrong, and then when they're done, don't go running to me or someone else and going, oh, look, they did it wrong. I've told them before they need to do better. You're not helping the situation. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem, and we don't need that crap anywhere in any job. You either get along and you work together, or honestly, I don't want you on my team. That's what it comes down to. But I do have a good team. I'm not going to talk negative about them. We have a good team. We have good people. They know what they're doing. Do we always get along? No. Do we do a good job? 98% of the time. We have mistakes. We have issues. But for the most part, we're pretty good guys. We get the job done. People recognize us on occasion. But yeah, so in recapping this video, I'm sorry. I'm very tired today. I've been going in early. I'm kind of worn down already. I didn't really get a weekend off because we were running around to baseball tournaments, driving to Buc-ee's. That's in my last video, I think. But yeah, today was my day to take my son to school, so I'm on my way back to work. I'm very tired. That's actually why I'm recording the video right now, because if I'm concentrating on the road and too quiet, I kind of like start zoning out. So, but anyways, I'm not going to drag this one out. I'll go ahead and cut it off. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. My name is James, in case you've forgotten. This is the Chill Nerd channel. And we're slowly rebooting our health, wealth, and fitness to be a better man, hopefully. So I'll talk to you later. You have a good day.